Hello there.
Hello there, welcome back. You look great, just like just like a week ago.
Yeah, just like you, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's really weird. Anyway, so we have a brand new topic for you today. I really hope that you are well wherever you are.
Yes, I'm sure they are.
I'm
And,
sure they are as well.
please let us know how you feel in the comment section.
Exactly. I've seen somewhere
Curious.
in the latest weeks that something is moving from.
Do you also get a lot of messages from fans all the time?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Checking on you and
yeah.
Because it's really cool. I get tons of their messages and they ask me, "Hey, everything okay?" and blah blah blah. And I think it's great. It's great interacting this way with fans.
Exactly, because we are, sometimes for a couple of years actually, 1 year and a half, we stopped seeing people. This kind of connection is still alive, is still burning, and I really love it. Because to me, and I think for Laurent as well, it's absolutely essential. The connection, the relationship between me, you, and other people around is absolutely fundamental for everything, for my healthy.
True.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a brand new topic, and today we're going to talk about kind of moving from one side to another side. I mean, recently I bought a brand new PC, and I've been kind of Mac users since a long time right now. About 12 years, 13 years ago, I moved to Mac, and I'm moving back to PC, to Windows again. Is it a nightmare? Maybe it is. I mean, just in the middle right now.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, because
Don't do this.
I mean, I know. I'm not I'm a big fan of Logic X, even though I'm not a user of Logic X, so I don't need to get stuck into a Mac operating system. The only thing I really love from Windows policy, which is sometimes you get, you pay something and you get something more. It depends. You know what I mean? If I spend 2,000 euros from a Mac, I got something. If I spend 2,000 euros from a Windows, I got 4 times more. It depends. It depends on what we're talking about. From a user point of view, from a DOE, a simpler DOE user, just like Cubase and Ableton, I've seen that it's still stable and it works perfectly for the things I've done. The worst thing, the worst aspect is the moving itself. I mean, find the applications or the plugins that I really had installed during 13 euros a Mac, and and get all these installers to the Windows themselves. Unfortunately, you lose some pieces in moving. Right now, I was just telling Laurent some minutes ago about the transition from Mac to Windows, because I'm missing something like Camel Audio. You all know Camel Audio belong to Apple right now, so they don't exist anymore. And I was a big fan. I was a big user of Camel Audio stuff like Alchemy. Freaking out for Camel Space, the kind of trance gate or the gate. I was a big fan, and most of my tracks come from Camel Space, and unfortunately I don't have the application anymore. Gosh, so I'm sure that I put it in some driver or in some hard disk somewhere, but right now I don't find it anymore.
So things I would like to mention before you explain us the process and for you, because it's very important to me. First of all, this is not a Mac versus PC topic, so keep your comments. Keep your Mac versus PC or PC versus Mac comments for yourselves, because we are not interested. We like both computers. like both operating systems equally.
Exactly.
And it's just a question of finding the right space and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And secondly, yes, cable audio disappeared, as you mentioned, because it was taken over by Apple. And they integrated all the cable audio products into Logic nowadays.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Camel Fat became Fat FX in Logic Pro 10. Camel Space became Step FX in Logic Pro. And Alchemy remains Alchemy, of course.
Exactly.
And it got very groundbreaking features for a synthesizer. Alchemy is probably one of the biggest software synthesizers out there. It crushes the competition. I don't want to tell you too much about this now because it's not the topic of this show, but probably in the future. So let me know a little bit about your experience moving your data, because you use Cubase, right? Or Ableton?
Yeah, I use Cubase and I use Ableton Live. I mean, they are kind of, there is a strange connection. Sometimes I don't know how it works, but it works actually. From Mac to Windows, exactly. I mean, I'm talking about the DAW. So I'm talking about the Ableton. They, of course, they can manage properly the data from OS X to Windows. But you really need, talking about the third-party plugins, you really need to install them all. You really need to, if you have some presets that are your presets, they are really important to you, you need to save them, store, and import them again. They work, they work properly. I mean, it's a huge waste of time because you need to focus out there, at least, and I'm not joking, at least, actually, this is my case, a couple of weeks in this kind of transitions, because you really need to install them all to see where they are, to see, to move all the presets from one side to the other side. For example, just talking about, I was using Cubase and I have my key commands. So I really need to store my key commands to say what kind of preset, and I need to, to migrate this kind of key commands, which are, and I know for you as well, really essential for my workflow. They have lifesaver, time saver from pretty much anything, from a cut, from paste, from a pencil tool, from wherever. And they are really all customized, and they work only for me, actually. So it's a long migrating. Unfortunately, I won't be able to work pretty much on anything for the last 10 days, maybe for the next 10 days, but it's so essential. And I'm just not talking about all the projects, you know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure, because I've already found this situation 15 years ago when I moved from PC to Mac. In this kind of migration, there is always something that you lose. Samples, you're gonna miss anything, because sometimes you save some sample in an external hard drive, and for some reasons you're gonna miss this, or
get this.
This is, to me, it's a really stressful thing, but unfortunately, I really need to do it.
Well, it makes perfect sense, and I completely understand that. Actually, regardless of the OS, you want something that's reliable. If Windows provide a reliable user experience, UX, and a reliable workflow, that's all that matters after all. And everything else is secondary. I don't have this luxury because I'm a Logic user, basically. My first DAW is and remains Logic. But I have nothing against the PC, because I started my career, and not many people know that, I started on the PC. And I did the opposite, of course. I switched from the PC to the Mac. Which was not very straightforward back in it was in 2000, in the year 2000, that I moved to the Mac.
I guess it was not.
It was completely different, but it was a unique experience. And I switched some people back to PC from the Mac and everything. They seem pretty happy with it. I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that everything that's third party in your DAW should be rendered to audio file. Audio file.
And this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do actually right now for many projects that I have. Unfortunately, if you're missing some plugins for the PC because for different reasons, the only thing you can do is export anything in WAV and work on them.
Yeah, well, it's not that important. You need to do it right, and then choose the right file systems when formatting your drives, partitioning your drives on the PC or the Mac. Whether you're switching from PC to Mac or Mac to PC, the rules are the same. The rules of the trade are the same.
Yeah,
a good file system and the right partitioning. Don't try to rely on your old Mac HFS Plus partitions when you're on PC, because you will need an additional piece of software. So you will basically have to use something like I guess XFAT or NTFS or something like that. I'm not an expert when it comes to the PC, but I know that it could be a bit problematic. Yeah. But the most important in terms of DAW is that whatever you do, you just anything that's third party, even a single EQ plugin, you just render the track to audio. Actually, this should become the norm. Yeah. When you work as a professional to make transition from one to the other feel like a breeze. And that there is no other option. You have to print everything to audio.
What I'm doing right now, this is my main plan actually, because I'm moving again from Mac to PC. But so I'm using the PC right now from a brand new project, and at the same times I still have my Mac on another room, actually, maybe in another room or in the same room, and exporting day by day something which I really need. This is the way, to still work on a brand new project, on the same projects, and no wasting time, and try to do or to migrate smoothly as smooth as I can. This is what I want to do right now. So
actually, this is another tip. This is another tip I can give you.
Yeah.
And working with multiple OSs and everything, you can heavily rely on the network area storage, NAS storage. The biggest brand in this aspect is probably Synology. If you know them, they're very good, very reliable most of the time, and I cannot recommend them enough. It's very straightforward, and it actually eases up the process of moving your files from one project to another, because it's like a computer on the side that's managing your data for you.
Yeah, exactly.
What could I say besides that? There is another thing I believe that could be very interesting in the next few years. That's the M1 Mac, because I see a lot of people, making transition now to this new generation of chipsets and everything.
Okay.
And actually, personally, I'm sure that whenever I move to the newer Mac, to the M1 Mac, I will most probably keep everything, keep my Mac Pro, and start over from a fresh perspective on a new computer. And it's the same operating system after all, So I will not change my habits, just for the sake of having something start from scratch. And whenever you have to go back to the past, you can easily do it, but not worry too much about that. And I'm so obsessed about using native plugins in digital audio workstations nowadays that it makes absolutely sense to move to the M1 Mac, and this is why I wanted to mention that for all the people. But I'm sure that many of our fans and well, the people watching this episode, I'm sure they have incredible ideas, incredible stories to share with us about their transition.
Think about that. We're really curious about that. Real curious. Maybe if you have any other tips, you just let us know. We are really curious.
Yeah, let us know, because the more the better. Really, we are an inclusive type of show, and we want everyone to feel like welcome as our equal. We treat everyone in this show as our equal.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Cool. Time to go.
Time to go for the both of us. See you next week for another episode of Talking Studio Heads. Thanks a lot for your time, guys, and enjoy the transition.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. You too. Actually, you have a great, even huge transition, actually, because you moved to studio, actually. So,
well, keep that for. Actually, I wanted to keep the surprise, but yes, there is a lot in the process. I'm becoming a dad for the third time. I moved studios because it involves that I moved my studio to outside of.
Oh gosh, home. Sorry about it. I didn't know it was
my work environment and work on some more stuff.
It should be a brand new topic
that later on.
To deal with.
That's going to be for our next topic for sure.
Thank you for your time.
For your time, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Have a great Sunday, everyone, and enjoy with, for example.
Ciao.
Crodino.
Un crodino.
Ciao, ciao.
It's another crodino. Is it the same from the last week? No, it's another one, isn't it?
I drink probably 4 per week or something. You know, we share a little with my wife, so it's all fine.
Thank you.
Ciao.
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 Ciao. Rock and roll. Ciao.